Coming up on this week's edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
CattleCon is the beef industry's biggest event of the year. We'll preview some of the great experiences the annual convention has to offer for cattle producers and their families.
And now, NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. I'm Lane Northland. Today, we're giving you a preview of CattleCon 26 that will take place at the beginning of February here in Nashville, Tennessee. This annual event is where the beef industry meets to conduct business, attend educational sessions, experience engaging speakers, and enjoy family fun. There's also the NCBA trade show, which contains multiple acres of exhibitors and live cattle demonstrations. Joining me to talk about CattleCon is NCBA President Buck Werbine. And Buck, here in Nashville, it's a familiar location for past conventions, but there's a few changes in terms of where we will be holding the convention this year.
Yes, thanks, Lane. Nashville's probably our most popular site for our convention. We've always been out at the Gaylord, and this year it's downtown. The convention center looks fabulous here. It's going to be very interesting, all the entertainment down here and so forth. I think a lot of people are looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to it because this is such a great place for our CattleCon.
Folks may not truly understand all that happens at a CattleCon. Can you walk us through all the important business that occurs during this meeting coming up in February?
Sure. What comes to mind first is the networking. You see old friends, you see new friends, you see people you do business with, potentially could do business with. A lot of networking in that way. The trade show, all the products that we use that support our industry are represented there. So there's going to be 9,000 or 10,000 people here, I suppose. There'll be business done as well. Our committees, both on the checkoff side and the policy side, will meet and do a lot of work and codify some things that are done at summer meeting and so forth. We'll change over the president to Gene Copenhaver, who will follow me. So some big things there. And it's an opportunity for people to see the actual workings of NCBA and the grassroots nature of it, how the policy comes up from the bottom and works its way up through to the board of directors meeting and get decided. And so it's a true grassroots organization, and you really see that here at the convention.
And from the grassroots policy to the educational components of CattleCon, why is it so important to NCBA and for the event to put education as a top priority for attendees as well?
It's an opportunity to help our producers be on the cutting edge of what's going on with products and also techniques and technology and so forth. Our cattle numbers are down, the biggest in 73 years, and yet our production is only down 2.5%. That's breeding, that's technology, that's animal husbandry, it's all those things that are dealt with here. And so that's an opportunity for them to learn that. And this year, every attendee will get to go to the Cattlemen's College, which has not always been that way. So that's an opportunity for everybody to see, and that's quite a great educational experience for people to take part of.
And as you mentioned, that free, it's included in your registration to attend those Cattlemen's Colleges, which hasn't been the case in past years. So a great opportunity to attend those Zoetis Cattlemen's Colleges. So a very great opportunity for education in those, but also throughout the entire event. But at the end of the day, Buck, it's not just about business as well. We are in Nashville. It's a time where we can get the business done, and then maybe at the end of the day, take our ties off and enjoy Music City, USA.
Right on. Sandy and I ran into Dolly Parton today and got our pictures made with her. Or it looked a lot like her.
It looked a lot like Dolly Parton.
And so there's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of opportunities for fun, and going to be good. Yep.
And one of those highlights, of course, will be our Wednesday night Central Life Sciences sponsored event. Of course, Paul Bogart will be playing, then of course heading to the Mother Church of Country Music for some performances at the Ryman, the original home of the Grand Ole Opry. Are you looking forward to that?
Absolutely. That's going to be great. Well, a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to that. So Buck, thank you so much for joining us here today and sharing a quick glimpse of all that happens over those quick 3 days coming up in February.
Amen, brother.
Well, don't forget, there will be some can't-miss speakers as part of CattleCon 26. Of course, former NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be the keynote speaker at the opening general session, and your convention registration allows you to attend this and lots of other great events. You can get all the details at convention.ncba.org. Although CattleCon has been to Nashville before, this might be the first time for many of our attendees to visit Music City. And joining us now from Visit Music City is Heather Middleton. And Heather, what does it mean to have CattleCon back in Nashville?
We always love our repeat visitors, of course, and new visitors as well. And when it comes to conventions, we're always happy to welcome people back. We hope they feel like they're coming back home again.
Now, a little bit different in the venue. We used to be out at the Opryland. Now we are in downtown Nashville. What is that change going to be like for folks staying downtown?
Well, I'll tell you, the great thing about Nashville is no matter where you're meeting, there's great music, great food, and great Southern hospitality. So I think they will find that to be very much the same in terms of the way they're treated and all the fun they can have.
There's a lot to do here in Nashville.
A lot to do.
But what are some of those can't miss attractions folks need to check out?
Well, certainly the Grand Ole Opry, if you have time to go out. It's the 100th anniversary of the Opry, world's longest running radio show. The Ryman Auditorium is downtown. A lot of great museums, the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, the National Museum of African American Music is right in the heart of downtown. And of course, all the free honky tonks are always a lot of fun.
Now, a lot of folks are going to be bringing their families as well. What are some activities for all ages of the family to participate in?
We love it when they can bring families. We love that. And, you know, we have things for kids of all ages. That's the fun part. The Nashville Zoo, the Adventure Science Center. You know, a little bit older kids might want to take in a songwriting round at the Listening Room or the Bluebird Cafe. There's also the Frist Art Museum just down the street from the Convention Center, which has an intergenerational space to create art. So there's all kinds of activities for kids of all ages. A lot of people also don't realize you kids can get into the honky tonks. They can't sit at the bar, but they can get in before 6 p.m. and enjoy the free live music, which is a lot of fun as well. My kids always liked going to Robert's Western World, which is a lot of fun.
Well, again, Heather, thanks for sharing just a little bit about Music City, and we look forward to being down here with you soon.
We're excited to have you back.
Well, don't forget this one-of-a-kind event runs from February 3rd through the 5th. If you'd like to join me and a few thousand other cattle folks in Nashville for a once-in-a-lifetime experience, the first thing you have to do is register. You can do that and get your housing all set at the website convention.ncba.org. Still ahead, we'll give you an exclusive backstage look at the famous Ryman Auditorium. That story when we return. Stay with us.
You always know where this one is. But what about this one? Or this one? Imagine knowing your machines the way you know your cattle, where they are and what they need. Data like that could make a difference. You can make better decisions for more efficiency, consistency, productivity. That's the power of technology. Get started with Operations Center today.
Did you know you can get reimbursed for attending cattle industry educational events? The Rancher Resilience Grant helps cattle producers attend valuable programs such as Cattlemen's College and Stockmanship and Stewardship training sessions. Local, state, and national events qualify, and you can get money back to help cover registration fees and hotel costs. To apply for the Rancher Resilience Grant, go to the website ncba.org and click on the Education and Resources tab.
This beef quality assurance tip is funded by the Beef Checkoff.
Hi, I'm Dr. Julia Herman with the National Beef Quality Assurance Team, and I'm here to talk to you about building a biosecurity plan. When we talk about biosecurity, we are emphasizing keeping diseases off the operation, and this can be done in a number of ways. Cattle producers are already taking steps to keep their cattle healthy, and having a written biosecurity plan is an important part to both healthy cattle and a successful operation. BQA has developed some useful resources to help cattle producers walk through current biosecurity practices on their farm and provide steps for continuous improvement. The customizable template enables producers to fill out with a trusted resource such as their veterinarian. Our BQA Advanced Education module focuses on the principles of biosecurity and walks through the plan. These are great tools to prepare your operation for a disease outbreak and improve the success of your farm in the long term. Check out these resources on bqa.org.
The Beef Quality Assurance Program is funded by the Beef Checkoff.
there's going to be some can't miss entertainment as part of CattleCon 26, and your registration includes admission to all those great events, plus it now includes Cattlemen's College. And here's a look at the legendary Ryman Auditorium, the location for the Thursday night party.
For visitors to Nashville, especially music lovers, the Ryman Auditorium is a must-see attraction. Over the years, it's hosted legends from every genre, but its decades as the home of the Grand Ole Opry made it a sacred stage for country music.
The Ryman is actually over 130 years old. A lot of people say we are the first home of the Opry, but we're actually the fifth, but we are the most famous former homes of the Opry. Started as a radio show. As it became more popular, fans started to show up at the radio station wanting to see the show, so they had to find bigger buildings. They eventually ended up here, which became its home for 31 years, and that's when you saw the likes of Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, Porter Wagoner. That's where they stood, and that was the heyday of country music.
The Ryman began as a church in the late 1800s, built as a place of worship and revival. Today, it's known as the Mother Church of Country Music, and for good reason.
These are original pews that have been refurbished, and the stained glass, the wood, it feels like a church when you walk in. People have such a reverence for the Opry, for these artists, so that church vibe continues to this day.
From classic and contemporary country stars to rock and roll Hall of Famers, the list of people who have performed at the Ryman is impressive. And the Ryman's legendary acoustics give it a sound unlike any other venue.
A lot of artists specifically say it sounds like they're inside an acoustic guitar, which is super cool. So you just feel not only that reverberation from the music, but the audience too is so close and intimate. They feel a part of the show to the artist, and then the fans feel like they're a part of the show themselves. Because it was built as a church, there were no microphones or speakers at the time, so they did build it in such a way that it would amplify voices without a microphone.
The stage at the Ryman carries the weight of history, and many artists feel that performing there is an important milestone.
The stage has been replaced a couple times, but we were able to preserve that first portion of the stage there, that lighter color wood. That is from the 50s, so that would have been your classic Opry, Johnny Cash, Elvis, Dolly. That would have been the stage that they stood on, and that's also the stage where the circle was cut out of and taken to the Opry House as a remembrance of the Ryman.
The Ryman welcomes visitors daily with tours that bring its rich history to life. Guests even have the chance to step onto the famed stage themselves and stand in the very spot where music legends have performed.
We have daytime tours every day of the week, starting at 9 to 4 p.m. If you come tour the Ryman, you are able to stand on that exact wood that those legends have stood on again. George Jones, Johnny Cash, Loretta Lynn. You are able to stand there, get your picture made, and back to that is why the artists want to play there, because they want to stood where their heroes have stood.
The Ryman is more than a concert venue. It's a place to feel the history of music all around you, and generations of fans and artists agree it's an experience you won't find anywhere else.
As soon as you walk in, I feel like you're just in awe. So you just seeing the pews, seeing the stage, feeling that history, you really do feel it when you walk in. And as far as like the music, of course, you're gonna have those acoustics. And again, you're really in an intimate space, and the way that the circular pews are, you really feel super close to the artists. You feel a part of the show, and it really is a feeling like no other. It's a National Historic Landmark. It's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame landmark. It is a must-see when you are in Nashville.
Reporting from the Ryman Auditorium in Music City, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Remember, Wednesday night is Boots on Broadway, sponsored by Central Life Sciences at Category 10. Then Thursday night, Caterpillar sponsors Cowboys Night at the Ryman. Both of those events are included with your registration. Now you can get all the details at the website convention.ncba.org. Still ahead on Cattlemen to Cattlemen, we'll show you where to go for a great steak while at CattleCon. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. NCBA is the oldest and largest national cattle industry organization working to defend your interests in Washington, D.C. And there are big benefits to being a member. You'll get news you can use in the National Cattlemen, email updates in the NCBA Beef Bulletin, plus big discounts only for NCBA members. Join by calling 866-233-3872 or online at ncba.org.
Biosecurity is becoming more and more important in the cattle industry. Proper washout of your trailer after hauling certain classes of cattle, changing classes, or going to a different facility is all important. Changing your footwear, making sure that your clothing and your footwear is not contaminating different facilities as well. Using a side-by-side or a four-wheeler. All these things, when we go to different yards, different lots, make sure that they come back clean and not spreading disease. BQA, the right way is the only way.
The Beef Quality Assurance Program is funded by the Beef Checkoff.
Today we're focusing on the plans for CattleCon 26 in Nashville. And one thing is for certain, after you've walked the trade show floor, you are going to be hungry. So here's a look at one outstanding steakhouse that is worth a visit.
If you're looking for a unique steak experience while in Nashville, then you need to find time to visit Hand Cut Chop House. This restaurant, located next to the convention center, is carving out a reputation as one of downtown's must-visit spots.
Hand Cut Chop House is a concept that Riot Hospitality Group created to have a very fresh place to eat exquisite meats, exquisite foods, fresh vegetables, a bespoke cocktail list, local beer, but it's an exciting place to come where we have live music, we have excellent food, and the ambiance is off the charts.
The dining experience here at Hand Cut Nashville is kind of something you don't see every day, right? So right when you walk in, you get hit by the music, you get the amazing scenery, you get the lights, you get the atmosphere, you get the noise, you get this immediate feeling of like, whoa, this is cool, you know? So it's definitely something that kind of sets us apart from your everyday steakhouse.
Hand Cut is connected to the Embassy Suites Hotel and is easily identified by the statues out front that are sure to catch the eye of any beef producer.
The statues are all about what we focus on, which is meat, good meat, quality meat, high-end meat, how it's prepared, how it's served. It's a promise on a plate every time.
As you can tell by the name of the restaurant, beef holds a prime place on the menu, and they take pride in serving perfectly prepared, high-end steaks that are tender and delicious.
So we have a variety of different steak options. So we have a filet, a bone-in New York, our tomahawk, which is our kind of stealer of the show. So it's going to be a nice 40-ounce bone-in tomahawk ribeye. We have a standard ribeye, and then we have some kind of lesser-known cuts. We have a flat iron and a culotte. As far as from a chef's perspective, we really try to source the best ingredients possible. It really starts with our vendors. It's, using trusted purveyors, using people that we know raise quality Black Angus beef. And then it comes to the chefs, every day between me and the other chefs here, we are the ones hand cutting the beef, making sure the quality is there. There's never going to be any steps that are skipped.
At Hand Cut, they understand those impressive steaks wouldn't be possible without the care and commitment of cattlemen and women across the U.S.
The hardworking men and women across the country that raise the cattle, that ultimately the beef that we serve, is the keystone of what we do. They put in the hard work, but then we get to see the smiles on our guests' faces, the enjoyment that our staff, our team has in serving, enjoyment that our chefs have cooking it. It's a complete circle of satisfaction, of enjoyment, and having a good time.
So when you're in town for CattleCon, the folks at Hand Cut Chop House hope you'll stop by for a delicious beef meal.
To everyone coming to Nashville in February, come to Hand Cut Chop House. You will have a great time and a great meal.
I just look forward to seeing their faces, and I hope that everything that they have put their lives and hard work into shows up on the plate, and I know it will.
Reporting from Nashville, Tennessee, I'm Brad Bulla for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Coming up, we'll take you on a tour of the Country Music Hall of Fame. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
CattleCon 2026 heads to the heart of Nashville, February 3rd to the 5th. Music City is the place to be for the largest cattle industry event of the year, offering education, networking, and fun. Plus, you can check out the huge NCBA trade show, outstanding entertainment, and more. Go where the beef industry meets. CattleCon 2026 in Music City, downtown Nashville, February 3rd to the 5th. Visit convention.ncba.org for more.
If you're involved in transporting cattle, now is the time to get your Beef Quality Assurance Transportation Certification. This is a proven way to learn and adopt the best practices in animal care and transport, from the ranch to the feed yard to the processing facility. And it's important for everyone in every part of the beef cattle industry to do things right, to show consumers we all care about beef quality. There are new BQA transportation training modules available online now. And best of all, it's free to become BQA Transportation Certified. It's the right thing to do for your business and for our beef industry. To find out more and to get your BQA Transportation Certification, visit the website bqa.org. The Beef Quality Assurance Program is funded by the Beef Checkoff.
While you're in Nashville for CattleCon, the Country Music Hall of Fame is a great place to visit, especially for a fan like me. So here's a look at the great venue that is full of country music history.
Step inside the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in downtown Nashville, and you'll step back to another time.
So here we have the Hank Williams musical suit, which you will see Hank wearing when he sings the song Hey Good Lookin' on TV, which is amazing. This is one of my favorite artifacts. We've got the Tennessee plowboy, Mr. Eddie Arnold. Sold over 85 million albums. His song Cattle Call was one of his first big hits. King of country music, Roy Acuff, who was a huge star on the Grand Ole Opry.
The 350,000 square foot museum showcases the history of country music and is packed with intriguing exhibits and one-of-a-kind memorabilia.
If you like history, I mean, you would love the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. We have a standout car upstairs that everyone sees, and it's Webb Pierce's Pontiac Bonneville convertible with bullhorns and rifles and pistols and silver dollars, and the seats are custom leather, and it's a saddle inside it. And there's horseshoes for the gas pedals and brakes. We have things like Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, Tex Ritter, so the essential cowboy singers, Eddie Arnold. So it's one of those things, as you walk by, it stops you in your tracks, and it's like being a kid again, you know.
Of course, this facility also houses the Country Music Hall of Fame, which was created in 1961. The huge rotunda is filled with plaques that name those who have been inducted. The hall honors many famous names you'll recognize and a few you may not.
We have a guy named Steve Scholes who was inducted, and he was with RCA Records, and he was responsible for signing Elvis Presley. We have someone like Dolly Parton, who everyone knows and loves, and you know, beautiful singer, songwriter, vocalist, star. And you'll have someone like Roy Rogers, who was inducted twice as a member of the Sons of the Pioneers and as a solo artist, and he's the only person to be inducted twice. Elvis Presley's a Country Music Hall of Famer and a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, so we have some that are both. It's just a spiritual place, and we're constantly adding new stars and updating them. Willie Nelson once said, "I thought you had to die to get in this place," so I dressed up just in case at his induction. So it's definitely a spiritual place, like the final resting place for folks like George Jones and Little Jimmy Dickens and Johnny Cash. So we definitely walk through here with sort of a humble heart, and it's a bit of a church in here.
No doubt, the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum has become a popular stop for those visiting Nashville, and new exhibits are being opened frequently.
You know, this is a place for cowboys. There's no question, and cowgirls, of course.
In Music City, I'm Matt Fleck for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
There are many excellent reasons to attend CattleCon, and there's still plenty of time for you to make plans to join us. Convention runs February 3rd through the 5th in Nashville. You can register and get all your housing set at the website convention.ncba.org. There you'll also find special discounts on things like airfare, rental cars to help you get to, from, and around Nashville, and more. Well, friends, that wraps up this special edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you'll join us in Nashville as well. It's going to be a trip you'll never forget. And also, we'll see you again next week right here on RFD TV.